it's the end of December. It's actually the 27th today. I'm filming this a few days before the end of the month, but I think I'm basically done reading. I'm finishing one book, and that's really all I'm intending to finish for the month and the year. So I thought we could play the TBR game and start fresh for January for 2023. I have a couple of changes that we're gonna make, a couple of things I need y'all's help with, and I think this is gonna be fun. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sam. Welcome to my TBR game. It gets a little chaotic and we change the rules a little bit every month, but I will link the playlist down below if you have not joined us for a TBR game so you can get kind of like the general idea of the rules. It's not difficult. If you want to stick around, you'll probably figure it out pretty quickly. Let's get started. So let's talk about the books that I was supposed to read for December and which ones of them I actually read. We didn't have prompts last month because we did it a little bit differently with wrapping paper and all sorts of things, and if you want to see how we did it last month, you can check out the playlist below for December. Let's talk about the books that I was supposed to read. So first up on this stack, we had The Witcher. I did read this one. I'm not gonna like talk about them. I don't usually do that in TBR videos. I might do a wrap up later. We'll see. But we're just gonna go through these. So Witcher, I did read that. We had Starflight. Did not read that. The Worst Best Man. Did not read that. Howl's Moving Castle. Did not read that. Love on the Brain. I did read this. I actually really enjoyed this. Then we had Elantris. I am currently like 55% of the way through this. I've been reading it on my Kindle. I will be finishing this before the end of the year, so this one will count. I just have not finished it at the time of filming. The Fifth Season. Did not read that. Thistlefoot. Did not read that. Are you seeing a pattern? Spells for Forgetting. I did read this and I loved it so much more than I thought I would. You should totally read this book. It was so good. Perfect Chemistry. Did not read that. The Last Legacy. Technically started it. I listened to like 30 minutes of it as the audiobook. Didn't finish it. This was just not an audiobook month for me. I tried. Wasn't in it, was not into the audiobook thing. The Simple Wild, I did read this. Y'all know how nervous I was about this. I'm so glad I read this. Until You, did not read that. Hairpin Bridge, did not read that. Ledge, I did read this. I read this in a 24-hour readathon if you want to see my thoughts on it. I'll link that below too. Then we had the first 6 volumes of Monstrous. I did read all of these, so those are done. I really want to get the 7th one now because I'm dying to know what happens next. A Light in the Flame. I did not read this. I did not. And technically it's not my fault. I'm supposed to be reading it with a friend and she's finishing the first book. So, Molly, if you're watching this, if you do not get to the 2nd book before you go into labor, I will be reading it without you, just so you are aware. I have been patient long enough. Next up, we had Poster Girl. I did not read that. And then we had The Mysterious Benedict Society. I did read that. I actually finished this in that same 24-hour readathon, so check that out below. So, all in all, I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, soon to be 13 books in December. So not bad, actually. I had a ridiculously large stack here. We didn't finish it, but that's okay. Sometimes we don't finish the TBR. That's not what the TBR is for. It's fine. So we are going to set up the board. Before we get into that, there are a couple of changes. I have decided to take out TBR treats indefinitely. I felt like I was buying books that I wasn't liking. Like, so many of the books that I bought, I didn't end up liking. And there have been a couple, like Mistborn was a TBR treat, and I freaking loved it. But there were so many others that I just didn't love. And I felt like I was spending money, 1, on books that I wasn't loving. 2, I felt like I was being forced to spend money on books that I wasn't really interested in at the time. And I kind of don't want to bring that energy into 2023. So I do want to replace them with something. I just don't know what yet, but I want to replace it with something that doesn't cost money. So if you have any ideas for what we can replace TBR treats with, let me know. If you have not seen a video with the TBR treats, basically this was a little jar with books that I don't own but want to buy or want to read. And if I landed on one of these spots, I could take it out and it gave me permission to buy that book. I would like a free version. I thought about doing library books, but there's never a guarantee that the book's going to be available at the library, that the library's even going to have it at all, or whatever. I was running into issues with that too. So if you have ideas for what we can replace that with, let me know. The other changes are, we're going to use a D12. Did I lose my D8 again? Maybe. Potentially. So we're going to try the D12 and see what happens. Maybe we'll get, I don't even know what I'm hoping for in January. Like, I don't know if I want a big TBR. I don't know if I don't. I don't know. So we're just going to wing it and see what happens. I also have lost my end spot wheel. Now that I'm thinking about it. Where is that? I might need to make a new one real quick. Okay, so last change I think that we're making is I'm not going to do punishments this month because 2023, we're starting out fresh. New TBR year, new game year, fresh slate, blank slate, whatever you want to call it. So we're not going to do any punishments for the books that I didn't read in December because we're starting the new year fresh. I actually need to find my end spot wheel. I mean, I guess I can just make a new one. Okay, and then I don't know what I'm going to replace TBR treats with yet, but I'm just going to leave it blank for now. And if we hit that spot, we'll just spin again because I don't know what they're going to be yet. Let me know what you think it should be. Okay, so let's set up the board then. Oh, I need my iPad. Crap. I think it's dead. Ugh. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I found the iPad and it's not dead, so that's good. So, let's set up the board. Alright, we are going to start with challenge prompts, and we're just going to use the D12 because why not, honestly? So we need... instant regret. Instant regret. We need 11 challenge prompts. Oh my goodness. I deserve that, honestly. Alright. So we're going with, let me roll up my sleeve, spot 4. Well, that was interesting. This is going to be quite an interesting game. Okay, let's move on to the hard prompts. Oh boy. 9 hard prompts. Yay. No way. Do you see spot number 3? And 14 for that matter? What is wrong with me? Why did I think this was a good idea? Free picks. 8. Wow. Okay. Okay, so I feel like I maybe should have put a limit on how many dots I could put on a spot, and I also kind of feel like maybe I have in the past. But you know what? I don't feel like redoing it, so we're gonna roll with it and hope we don't land on those spots. This board looks terrifying. Wonderful. I don't know why I still have TBR treats there. I don't need those. That's what I need. Okay, well, now I am scared. So the board's set up. It is quite chaotic. This will be interesting. I mean, most of the games end up interesting and chaotic, but this one is especially scary, if we're being honest. Okay. Roll number 1. 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We immediately land on something that has 3 different dots on it. At least 2 of them are free picks. So that is... But we also have a challenge prompt, so let's go ahead and get that over with. Go back to the last challenge spot. Okay, well, there's so many of them, we're not going back very far. So, we need a picture prompt for that. And then we get 2 free picks. I hate free picks. Alright, picture prompt, a sci-fi. Of course it's a sci-fi. Okay, so our first roll was already chaotic. We got a challenge prompt, which sent us back just 1 spot, so that's not too bad, and then 2 free picks. I hate free picks because I am always afraid that I'm going to use up a book that I will need later for a prompt, so it stresses me out. And the fact that I had to choose 2 of them. So I chose 2 books on my Kindle that are, I think they're both Kindle Unlimited. I just felt like that was less of a commitment. I don't know, it sounded less scary to me. So my picture prompt was a sci-fi. So I'm gonna put Poster Girl back on the list because honestly I haven't heard like amazing things about it. So I kind of just want to get it over with so that I know if I can just unhaul it. I want to at least give it a shot. I might DNF it. I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna give it a shot though. This one's like, it's almost like a post-dystopian. Like there was a dystopian world that fell, so now this girl was like the former poster girl for that dystopian government, I guess. And she's like in prison, and then she's like sent on this mission, like find a missing girl and like earn her freedom or something. Yeah. So I don't know. We're gonna see how it goes. Y'all know how I feel about this author. I don't trust her at all. So I'm nervous, but I need to at least give it a shot because it came in a fairy loot box. So I need to know if I like it or not. Alright, so then for my 2 free picks, I decided to go with Duel with the Vampire Lord. That's by Elise Kova. It's the 3rd book in the Married to Magic series, which are all like, it's like a series, but like more companion novels. Like they're all set in the same world, but they're not the same characters in each book. I read the first 2 and really liked them, so I'm gonna try the 3rd one. And then my 2nd free pick, I should probably be writing these down. Well, we're done with the iPad, so I can write them in the notes on there. Alright, then my 2nd free pick, I decided to be really nice to myself because there's like no way that this could ruin a prompt later. So I'm gonna read the 5th book in the Ice Planet Barbarian series. I don't remember which one it is. So I'm gonna read that because it's short and it won't ruin any other prompts, and you know, why not, honestly. I'm also pretty sure that I read the first 4 last January, so like, we're coming full circle. This is how I'm gonna start off my year, with Ice Planet Barbarians. Cool. Okay, on that note, let's jump into the 2nd roll. 2! Okay, we're not going very far, and we're hitting another challenge prompt. I don't even know why I bothered to put the lid back on. I might as well just leave it off. Roll to add a hard prompt space ahead of you. Okay, that's actually not that bad. So we roll this. Oops. That's like literally, we're just gonna try that again. 2. So 2 spots ahead of us, we're gonna add another hard prompt. And I will put that back. So on spot 8. Okay, it could have been a lot worse. Now we need a prompt to go with that. A sequel. Okay. Next we had a challenge prompt, which really didn't turn out that badly, but we needed a picture prompt so that we know what to read, and we got a sequel. So I'm going to throw A Light in the Flame back on because I will be reading this in January, with or without you, Molly. So that is for sure going to be happening. I said it was for sure going to be happening in December, and then I decided to be nice. I'm not being nice anymore. We're reading the book. Alright, roll number 3. Can y'all see that? It's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another challenge prompt. We're just gonna hit challenge prompts the whole time. Choose 2 books for the same prompt. Okay, that's not terrible. So we need a prompt. I don't know. Which one do I want? I feel like... Sure. A 3-word title. Okay, so I need 2 books that both have 3-word titles. Okay, so our next roll, we got a challenge prompt, and it was to choose 2 books for the same prompt, and then our prompt was 3-word title. So I'm gonna go with the 5th season, because I need to read it. I try to read 1 adult fantasy a month, at least. Something that I think might take me longer. I don't know if this is gonna take longer or not. It's kind of thick though, so we're gonna see how that goes. And it's 3 words, but basically, I don't really know what it's about, but like the world has ended, I guess. I guess it's like a fantasy world that has ended, and we have this woman who's like, has to like cross this broken world, I think to rescue her daughter, missing daughter, something like that. So I'm intrigued. I wanted to read it this month, didn't get to it, so hopefully we get to it next month. On a very similar note, another book I didn't get to this month that I still want to read is Howl's Moving Castle. I'm choosing it because it has 3 words in the title, and I was struggling to find something else that had 3 words in the title. So it's a middle grade, so I'm hoping it will be a quicker read. I don't know why I didn't get to it this month. I just did not. So still want to read that. Okay, next roll. Okay, roll number 5, I think? 7. A hard prompt. Okay, we haven't had a hard prompt yet, I don't think. Some of these are very scary. An animal on the cover. I would choose the hardest one. Okay. Let me see what I got. Okay, I don't know if this one's cheating or not. It is definitely stretching it a little bit, but it's the closest that I could come up with. So I'm gonna go with Thistlefit. It's not really an animal, but like the house has chicken legs, so like there's half an animal on the cover. Like we got chicken legs. So that counts, right? Like that totally counts. All I know about this is it's a Baba Yaga retelling. I don't know the original story at all, so I know there's a house with chicken legs. And that's it. So let's give it a shot. What roll are we on? 6, I think? 6. A free pick. Okay, so I can pick anything. Okay. Okay, so we got a free pick, and we're far enough on the board that the free pick doesn't bother me as much. So I'm okay with it now. Like, we don't have that many more spots, unless we hit, like, a go back to the beginning, which is entirely possible. So I'm gonna go with Survive the Night by Riley Sager. I have it on my Kindle. I don't actually know what it's about, but I know it's a thriller, and I feel like we've got a lot of fantasy on here, so I would like something non-fantasy. So we're gonna throw a thriller on and see what happens. Okay, next roll. 5. Wow, our first regular picture prompt. Hyped. Something very popular. Okay, so we got our first regular picture prompt. No challenges, nothing scary. And then we got the prompt hyped. So something that is very popular that I see a lot over like BookTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. So I'm gonna go with Zodiac Academy. Again, I have it on my Kindle. So I'm gonna go with that because I think it's time. It's been on my TBR before and I didn't get to it. So I think it's time. So, Zodiac Academy it is. Okay, this could be our last roll. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Alright, now we need our end spot to see what we're doing here. Of course we hit the one that doesn't have anything on it. Okay, try again. Well, I guess I should have seen that coming, and honestly, I'm not that mad about it. So we got Start Over. And like, I'm not mad. Is that bad? Like, I'm not mad about it. I wasn't really liking the TBR. Like, I was kind of not too thrilled about it. So if you haven't played with me before, we all kind of decided that if I get the Start Over at the end, I start completely over. So like all the books go away, we're starting a new TBR. Versus we have a challenge prompt that says go back to the beginning, then we just add to the current TBR. But in the case of the end spot Start Over, it literally means start the game from scratch. So that's what we're going to be doing. We will be leaving all of the spots on the board. We're not resetting up the board. We're just starting the game over. So, let's go, I guess. Okay, so we're starting from scratch. We got no books on the TBR at the moment, which means I need to put all of the prompts back because they can be used again. And then I should probably shuffle them. Okay, so let's jump back into roll number 1 again. 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're starting with a challenge prompt, but we did that last time too. I mean, it's probably not going to be that bad. Roll to add a hard prompt space ahead of you. See? Not that bad. We had that one last game. So we need a hard prompt 10 spaces ahead of me. So on spot 14. Are you serious? I don't even know what I'm going to do if we hit that spot. Like, I might just cry. Okay, now we need a prompt. A 5-star prediction. Okay, I like this prompt. Okay, so our first roll for this new round of the game, we got a challenge prompt. So our picture prompt was to pick a book that is a 5-star prediction, something I think I'm going to give 5 stars. I'm going to go with Red Rising, which I know my library has, so I can go get it. I've heard like amazing things about this book, and everybody who knows me who has read this book says that I'm going to like it. So we're going to give it a shot. I know it's a sci-fi. That's all I know. So I am fully 100% trusting the people who have told me to read it. Specifically, one of my students last year told me to read it, and I trust her judgment. So we are going to give it a shot. So I'm going to go with Red Rising for our first book, which is exciting because I really want to read it and have wanted to read it for a while. All right, roll number 2. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, a challenge prompt and a free pick. Y'all know how I feel about free picks early on in the game. Go back to the beginning. Of course. At least we're not super far yet, so that's good. Okay, so now we need a picture prompt and a free pick. A 1-word title. Okay. Okay, so we're back at the beginning again, but it's fine. We've only got, what, 1 book on the list so far? It's fine. It's gonna be fine. So, for this roll, we had a challenge prompt, which gave us 1-word title, and a free pick. And I didn't pick my free pick, I forgot. Alright, hold on, pause. Okay, there we go. Okay, so for the 1-word title, that one was actually a little bit difficult trying to find a 1-word title. So I'm going with a reread, but I'm going with this reread because the second book just came out recently, and I asked for it for Christmas, and we haven't actually done Christmas with my family yet, so that was on my list. We'll see if I get it or not. If not, I'm going to buy it anyways. So I'm going to go with Legendborn because I really want to read the second book. It was really good. This is like young adult, dark academia, King Arthur, set at UNC Chapel Hill. It's very interesting. I really, really liked the first book, and I really want to read the second one, but I don't really remember everything from the first book, so I'll probably reread it before I read the second one. So I'm just going to throw it back on the list. And then for my free pick, we're going to go with A Light in the Flame because this is going on the list somewhere. We will be reading it in January, whether Molly likes it or not. Alright, I have absolutely no idea what roll we're on at this point, but let's just go for it. 1. Alright, well, cool. We need another challenge prompt. Okay, well, the game does not want us to get very far, apparently. Will not be finishing this game today. Okay, so I keep throwing them back because we have so many challenge spaces and only so many prompts, but it's fine. Now I need a prompt. Young adult. Dang it, I just used Legendborn. Okay, so our next roll sent us back to the beginning again, but it's fine. But our prompt was young adult. I don't read a lot of young adult anymore. I really don't. And I've already used Legendborn, so I'm gonna throw The Last Legacy back on there. I'm kind of determined to listen to this as an audiobook. Haven't done it yet. I mean, I listened to like 30 minutes, but definitely didn't finish it. This is by Adrienne Young. I'm getting like Peaky Blinders, but in like a different setting type of vibe. I don't know. Powerful family, girl, forbidden love. That's what we're getting out of this. So I'm gonna read it this month, I think. I hope. Probably, maybe. Okay, I don't even know where we are. I don't even care. 8! That's a big number. But we need a hard prompt. Yay! A TBR vet. Okay, something that has been on my TBR for a long time. Alright, this next one was easy. Honestly, it's a hard prompt, so like, it's not supposed to be easy, but it really was. TBR vet, something that has been on my TBR for a really long time. And I was actually just looking at the books that have been on my TBR the longest. Trying to figure out what's been on there for over a year. And I bought this book 1 year ago, last December. So it's about time that I read it, honestly. This is Hairpin Bridge. I know that we have a girl who's, I think, twin sister? Yes, her twin sister, like, drove off a bridge, committed suicide, allegedly. She doesn't believe that that's what happened, so she goes to that bridge to kind of, like, investigate her sister's death. I need to read it. It sounds interesting. I don't know why I haven't read it. I have no excuses, so it's time. Okay, big numbers, please. My voice is starting to hurt. My throat is starting to hurt from talking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, we passed spot 14. Okay, regular picture prompt. I can do that. Highest rated. Okay, so the highest rated book on my physical TBR according to Goodreads. We need the iPad for that. Okay, Goodreads is somewhere. Oh, there it was. My books. Physical TBR. Although this may not be super up to date. Average rating. Really? The highest is Until the End? Okay. Okay, so in a kind of surprising twist, we got highest rated on my Goodreads TBR. And we came up with Until the End by Abby Klein. So this is one of the books in her Seabreeze series. I don't know which one. I have not read them all. I have not read them in order. But honestly, you don't really need to. They're more like companion novels, you know? Like, they kind of spoil the other ones if you don't read them in order. But, like, you expect them all to be happy endings anyway. So, like, it's really not spoiling anything. This one follows Trisha and Rock. Because why not name your kid Rock? Like, why not? Trisha comes from an abusive household, and Rock is a football player. And then he, like, picks her up on the side of the road when she's been, like, abused and, like, helps her, and suddenly football isn't his life anymore. She is. The front cover sure looks like he tattooed her name on his chest, so this will be interesting. I love Abby Klein's books, though, so I have extremely high hopes for this. Hello, Margot. Yes, I know. You are so pretty. Aren't you, baby girl? Mwah. Yes, I know. You don't like it when I touch you. It's fine. You cannot, however, sit on the board game. I will have to move you from there. Thank you. Thank you. You can lay down near us. No? You're uninterested if you can't sit on top of the board? Okay. Bye. Alright, next roll. Whoops. That went way off the board, but it was a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, picture prompt. A 3-word title. Okay. Alright, next up we got 3-word title. Again, so I'm gonna go with the 5th season because I actually do want to read this. So we're gonna throw this one on because it's a 3-word title. Again. Okay, next roll. 9. Oh wow, that got us to the end. This TBR is looking very small. Okay, so we're on the end spot again. The rule generally is that we can't hit start over twice. So if we get that, we just spin again. So let's see what our actual last roll is gonna be. Okay, can't hit start over again. Free pick. I can pick anything I want. Okay, I can work with that. Okay, so our next prompt, our last prompt, was a free pick, so I can pick anything that I want. So I think I'm gonna go with Survive the Night. Throw a thriller on there. I mean, I do have Hairpin Bridge, but I feel like I should be nice to myself in January. I haven't really gotten to like mood read in a while, because I haven't been finishing my TBRs. So this TBR is looking pretty doable, honestly. So I might get some mood reading in. So I'm gonna throw another thriller on because they're short and sweet and don't take me very long to read. So that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so let's recap. Okay, so this was probably the longest game of my life, and we really didn't even end up with that many books. So we had Red Rising, which I don't own, but it is at the library. And then we had Legendborn, Light in the Flame, The Last Legacy, Hairpin Bridge, Until the End, the 5th season, and then we're gonna throw on Survive the Night. Was there anything else that I was throwing on from my Kindle? I don't think so. For this round. There are a few books from the first round that didn't make it into the second round that I kind of wish I still had. But, like I said, this plus 2 books looks very doable. So I feel like we are going to finish the TBR in January and maybe even read some other things. I just feel like that's gonna happen. So, like, actually, start over might have been the best thing that could have possibly happened to this game. Alright, that's the end. We have our January TBR. I am super excited. I will not be doing a December wrap-up, but I will be doing a 2022 stats and wrap-up where I'm going to show you everything that I read. We're going to talk about, like, all the different types of things that I read, my goals for 2023, and all of that, and that video will be coming very soon. I feel like that did not come out right. That video will be coming very soon. My brain started moving faster than my mouth. Alright, so that's the end. So once again, if you have any ideas for what I can replace the TBR treats with, let me know in the comments because I'm very curious and I am running out of ideas. So before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because if you made it all the way through this video, I promise you will like my other videos. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!